Hello everyone, this is Breezy coming to you from BRB Motorsports Gas and Go on the mainland. Just doing a quick video here teaching you some of the basics you're going to need to know when you start building your REC basic vehicle. Alright, so let's get started. First thing we're going to do is create a simple cube prim. Now notice the direction here on the red arrow pointing forward. That's always going to be the direction that your car points when you put it out. So we will find a shell here. And I'm just going to use this pickup that I got from TX Gear the other day. Alright, so the first thing you notice here is that this shell is pointed in the opposite direction that the red arrow is going. So in order for the car to point forward when you script it, you're going to want to flip that around. So go into Object, check your rotation, set it to 0, 0, 0. Okay, so at 0 it's rotated correct. Then we're going to press the little C button next to your position numbers here to copy the position. Select your box and click the little P next to the position numbers to paste it. Now this puts your box right in the center of your car. Then you can go ahead and select your vehicle first, hold down the Shift key, click the box, and click Link over here in your build menu. Now the last object you select is always going to be the root. So the root is important. It's like the #1 prim of your vehicle. So that's where all your scripts are going to go that control the vehicle engine and stuff like this. So the next thing I'm going to do is move this down a little bit, hold Control and Shift, making sure that the stretch both sides box is checked up here, because if it isn't, then you're going to throw off the center position if you resize anything. So we'll just go ahead and pull this out to the sides and then to the front of the vehicle. Try and match it up kind of under the bumper. And we're going to pull this down so that it sits pretty much right on the ground. And you can make it a little bigger if you want. And then we're going to go over here to the taper and go down on the X and just kind of match this curve to the arc of the wheels. So go ahead and pull this out. And this is just a simple sled. You can do all sorts of stuff or even ride on the wheels themselves, but for this example, this is kind of the simplest way to do it. That'll give you a good sliding vehicle that when it hits a curb or something, you know, it'll go up this incline down here. So that basically gives you a contact point there. Now we can uncheck our edit linked box here. So the whole vehicle is selected. And then you're going to go to a general tab and give it a name. So this will be the BRB 84 Dewey. And tap down to the description and put in just a pin code number. I usually use the date that I'm building it, so this will be 61620. Enter. Alright. So what this number in the description does is it's a communication channel for the remote and for other things in the vehicle to talk to each other. So without this in here, like your seat position's not going to save, your vehicle might not even run. So it's an essential part that you got to do. So now that we've got this ready, we've learned that you can go to the Object tab, press the C next to the position numbers and copy the position. And then you can, take another object and paste it to that position. This is a very useful skill for like switching out tires or just trying to save the position of a part so you can move it around and then put it back to where it was later. You can also hit Control Z, and that'll undo so you can move that back to where it originally started. But I've found that sometimes when you're selecting around and stuff, your undo doesn't work. So when I really need to get something back to where it was, I like to use the copy position. Alright, go ahead and delete these two things. And we're going to go and search for 6.8, which is the current version of REC Basic. Select it and then X out the search filters, and I got my folder here that's all organized with all the boxes opened up. And I pull out the root scripts. And we're just going to put those along with the remote object right into the contents of the vehicle. And you'll hear a little chime to let you know that it loaded. So, first thing I'm going to do here is just sit and drive in it. And what I'm checking here is that my wheels are sitting on the ground. So it looks like here I rev it in neutral and my wheels are sinking in a little bit. So I'll get back out, edit the vehicle again, go into the Object tab and rotation it, rotate it all back to 0 again. And then check your edit length box, select your route, move it down a little bit, press escape a couple times, hop back in and try again. So just a little bit more. So again, edit the vehicle, 0 the rotation. Edit length, click the route down a slight bit. The REC car does a little bit of a body movement when you rev it in neutral. So that just shows kind of what it's going to do. And it's just sinking the tires in a tiny bit when I rev it, so that's what I want. Alright, now I can stand back up. As long as you stretch that root prim from both sides, you're not going to mess up the center position. So just moving it in a tiny bit so that I can click the wheels. And then going to texture and turning the transparency up. There you go. So next thing I'm going to do is hop in, click the vehicle, go to options and sit adjust, click position. We're just going to adjust yourself into the driver's seat. looks pretty good. So, up at the top of your adjustment window, you've got a number surrounded by brackets here. Just gonna right click and copy that number. Edit your vehicle. Go into the Contents tab and open the REC Basic Vehicle Script Engine config. Scroll down to line 95. And right here where your numbers are, you're going to paste in those numbers you just copied. This will permanently save that seat position for you. And then the next few things you can do here is up towards the top on line 10, you've got your gears. 110 is really fast, so I usually start by just cutting off everything after 35. And then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 forward gears. You might take like the 6 out of there. Now we've got a 5-speed. And you can go back in there and adjust those numbers to make it shift more smoothly through the gears or make a faster or slower car. Alright, you head down to line 22, locked state. This is whether the vehicle's unlocked or not when you res it. So if you want everyone to be able to use it, you can change that to 0. And scrolling down a little more, you see the greeting. So after the equal sign, you can delete everything before that quote there. Just type in your greeting here. So this will say BRB Motorsports 84 do. And right below that is text that it shows on the pie menu when you right click the car to drive it, so you can have it say, you know, let's go. I usually just do drive. The message when somebody tries to get in it when it's locked. Police have been notified. And then you've got your turn power, rack adjust, bump trim, steering response, rotation offset, drift strength, gravity, and all that kind of stuff. The other thing that I end up using a lot in this setting here is the default mode. So there's 3 different unique engines in REC. The one that it comes on default is the all-wheel drive engine, which is great for four-wheeling vehicles and trucks, stuff like that. It has uphill torque and it allows your body to tilt side to side more. But if you're building like a street racing car, you might want to set that to 2 or 3. And 2 is probably my favorite to use for a road car, but I'm going to leave this one on 1 because it's a truck and it's not going to go fast. Hopefully it won't roll over on me unless I'm going up some crazy wheeling trail. Alright, so did a couple basic things in there. I'm just going to click save. You'll get the little boing to say your vehicle loaded again. And then you can stand up and right click, and now it says drive because I changed that. And you should just be able to press E, put it in the first gear. You're rolling. I noticed another thing in here I'm going to show you real quick. It was not displaying my gears when I shifted. And maybe it was and I just didn't see it. Anyway, what I was checking is that this option here, the communication method, it can either send it to the HUD channel or to local chat or both. That's set on both, so that should be sent to me. And then the other thing that will not make that show up is if this auto on is equal 1, so it's set on an automatic transmission. But that's not the case either, so looks like we are good here. And yeah, if I look in my local chat here, it's saying drive 1, drive 2. Not sure why it's not showing up on my screen in the lower left, but it might be because I'm set on unavailable or whatever. Anyway, this concludes the basic setup. If your car won't move after you put the scripts in and build it like that, just grab it, take it, which is a good thing to do to save your progress anyway, and then just res it back out and it'll go for you. Sometimes the first time you load those scripts in, they don't initialize the vehicles. That should fix you up. The other thing to check if your vehicle won't run or your seat position doesn't save, make sure you got that number in the description, that pin code I was telling you about. And if you don't, you can put it in there and then you just click your vehicle, go to options and reset. It'll reset your motor. Well, hope this was helpful and I will see you next time for doors, wheels, and lights. Thanks.